Welcome to Casual Crafting. It's wonderful that you can join me as I continue building the Gundam XXXG-01W. In this video, we continue building out the legs of the Wing Gundam, and in particular, the right leg. Let's get going. And moving on to 8-3, that seems to be a pretty quick section. There's some more E parts. And let's give E another go. And that's E 21, 23, and 27. Let's go see where those things are. 21, 23. Oh, let's start with you. Okay, this 27 has really troublesome connector. It's too close, so I'm gonna just cut this further up to make sure I don't accidentally cut off the wrong part. And PCF, where are you? F. Oh, F is another big piece. Let's go. Cut it. Okay, it's F. And let's see about this troublesome piece first. Let's take a look how we're gonna trim this guy down. Okay, make sure you don't accidentally cut off this thing that looks like a connector. So I have to cut in the middle. And here. I think I got that pretty well. It's a more annoying piece, to be honest. Don't normally like having to cut so close. So it is a pack, almost confirmed to be going to something. I'm just doing a bit of funning just to make sure it goes down into the whatever the other end is smoothly. Okay, so that's good. I would like to invite you to support my channel by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Alright, that's the parts done. Oh, and let's look at assembling this little part of 8-3. Cap up the pen. No, not a pen, a knife. Let me see what we have. We have this half with the holes. Okay, the holes are here. Oh, again I didn't cut this guy. Let's trim off one of the polycap. And again, toss that up to the side. Okay. So, I guess this goes with the slot end into the slots here. Let's see if we can get a nice fit. Okay, push it in. I think it's stuff like this that sometimes leads to a seam gap if I don't push in far enough. Okay, and this, oh, I think this goes into this hole right here. So this goes in, and I guess this goes here, and there we go. So here we go, squeeze. Some markings here. But I think this is part of the foot, and I think this is going to be covered by a piece of armor behind. Let's be good for now. Moving on to section 8-4, we have parts from runner A, B, and H, and A. Well, let me look at that. I think I'll start with A because A is going to build the foot. Okay, talk about the foot. This is going to be the foot base right here, and obviously this would be the leg main base, right? So everything else is going to be armor over it, so those will definitely be outward facing parts. And let's see how it goes. So we have A 14 and 4, A4, well it's A4 and 14, so that should not be hard to find. This is 14. It's a very classic foot design. And 4 is the sole of the foot. I may also cut the rest out, so we also have put this in a corner. We also have A28. This is, I think, a heel. And where is 28? Here. 28 is right here. .28, and we have B15. Right up here, it's a white piece. Flip over. Oh, I was showing you 15. 15 is the guy on top guy. So put my thumb there, make sure I don't get confused. And I'm gonna cut 15 out. And finally, H, which I need number 4. H4. Oh, look at H, it's a bunch of repeating parts. And H4 is in this corner right here. Oh, what's a good way to cut this out? Okay, I'll go for the corners here. Okay, there we go. We got that out of the way. Back to the bin. Well, let's do what's in my hands for now. Okay, so well, as I work my way through trimming these parts, it may interest you to know that these different colored plastics, the whites and the reds and the blue, they're not necessarily the same kind of plastic, right? So just be aware that as you make these models and you are dealing with different colored plastic parts, the materials could be different. And so, for example, if you have a certain feel of how your tool should be able to cut through the plastic, some of them will have different, I guess, like you can see a different feel to it, right? Some of them may cut more like more brittly. You have more of a brittle experience with cutting it. Some will cut through very easily, almost like a softer plastic. Alright, so it looks like enough prep work there. Let's see what we have here. Before I start putting this together, I am going to do some panel lining for the base of the foot. As you can see, with the black plastic here, I am going to use one of my panel line markers to color in this. So I'm not going to use the drawing pen. I'm going to use what they call a flow tip pen, right? So okay, this is probably under the heel. You see the lines in here, right? The lines in here. You kind of give a shake. I'm going to press it in to let the ink flow. At this point, it's a bit hard because these cups are really wide and the capillary action isn't good. And you can see I got ink on this finger flowing out from the side of the line. So I'll put this guy down. So what you do is you put it down for a bit, let it dry slightly. I'm going to do the heel too. So it looks like it does flow along the edge, not too bad. So I'm going to maybe try this side again. I'm going to touch the pen lightly to the edges and see if they follow the curve well. Well, we'll see. Otherwise, I could just use the drawing pen if I wanted to touch it up more. And well, so I'm waiting for the ink here to dry a bit. I'm just going to do a bit of touch up on this foot part here. Okay, so we'll wait a bit, and that's where the eraser comes in. Right? Anyway, erasers do generate, you know, like rubber, I don't know, dust peels, whatever you call it. So I'm gonna remove the excess ink by using a normal eraser. It's not gonna work on my finger, but I work on the ink here. So just watch me erase. I'm just rubbing the eraser over the surface. And there we have some hard to reach places. So I'm rubbing it kind of harder with this spot here. If that doesn't work, I'm going to use a magic rub eraser from Prismacolor. This is generally a so-called art eraser that can do color pencils. So generally it's a more sticky eraser. I don't know whether the word sticky eraser is the right word to use, but generally it lifts up ink better. So that's it. It looks like this black spot shape probably was a mistake on my part. It is definitely not coming off as easily as I would have liked. So I'm going to put this down. I'm going to do the foot and see what the situation there is. So generally the eraser is very good at removing the ink of the, I guess, the raised surfaces, but along the edges and stuff, that gets more tricky. But the capillary action of the ink as it flows on the edges is not so neat. So at this point, do some blowing. I am going to now use cotton bud and some alcohol. So I have some isopropyl alcohol in this bottle. I'm now going to do a bit of cleaning of the of these plastic parts, right? So I'm going to put just a drop or two. So this bottle was an old cosmetic bottle. You see the brand Hughes. Hughes, if you like this kind of cosmetics, it's good brand, eh? Good brand, good bottle. Alright, so we drip maybe a drop or two of alcohol in this. And gently. Of course, gently is really used a lot in this hobby. Oh, look, I'm actually dissolving the ink. Get out. And I have a little makeshift tray for the cotton buds, which I can't remember where exactly I got the tray from, but it is, like most of my other stuff, just another recycled item from somewhere. So put this back aside, bring back the tray, and do some more erasing for the generally the ink that's spread out over the back of it from the alcohol, right? So I'm just gonna rub away what the ink is softer, and not softer, but the ink is somewhat denatured by the IPA. Same as the heel. Give it a good rub. Okay, yeah, so I'm doing this now because I just feel it's better to do it before I actually start joining the parts together, keeping them more accessible. So I'm going to use a pen now, since I figured out that my flow marker is not the best for some of these edges, and then I'm going to draw in the edges that I wanted to pen a line. Now, as you can see, this pen is nowhere as dark as the other pen I was using. And that's the difference, right? Okay, so I got that part down, and this one, and also do a bit of standard pen aligning. And to emphasize some of the features of the model. There we go, art and craft time, right? Markers, and this is part of the feet, right? So the feet have these features at the bottom. There we go. Okay, so now A4, A14. So this is pretty straightforward. Right, the sole fits the bottom. Okay, so one common problem you're going to have is that if, let's say, you want to blue tacky your model to the ground so it stays in place, you can easily have the foot pop off if you're not careful. Now, what is going on here? This sole is supposed to go into the slot, and I missed the slot, so I'm going to push this in and push it up now. Oh, there we go. So now I have a nice fit there. Give it a few good presses. Right, get back my foot base assembly. This goes into the pegs up front. This one's quite clear. The heel is also pretty obvious, goes into the two pegs there, and there you generally have it. This is generally just a ankle cover, and you see the grooves on the side. So this was a slide over the top. One thing is, when it's easy to push a part on, it also probably means it's easy for the part to fall off, right? So there's a bit of pro and con there. And this piece of front armor doesn't seem to be sitting too well. Well, gonna keep squeezing, see how I'm doing, and now let's see if I have it good enough. Looks like there's always going to be a slight gap in the parts fit. Not sure what I'll do about that for now, but it's not really that visible from here. So I think that's enough foot business for now. I'm going to put it aside. That took quite a lot of work to put that foot together. A lot of time was spent panel lining to highlight the features of the parts. This is a good time to stop, and I look forward for you to join me as we continue building the Wing Gundam together.